Yes, hi, hello. I'm Swayze Skies, and today is San Anto Saturdays. I'm with.
I'm trying.
He's-
Hi.
This
Wait.
is.
Yeah, to specify my name's I'm trying.
He said to
And I'm like,
specify my name.
what?
I'm trying. Okay. How are you today?
I'm pretty good, dude. I literally right before this, I went to the Taco Cabana and I was just like.
Look, see, I told you. I already
You
knew.
literally said it. They were gonna sit right in front of the camera, and they did.
And they did.
Dude,
Indy, move out of the way, dude.
just in their own world, dude.
Yeah, he don't care. He just wants to be.
I'm actually kind of worried.
Yeah, I know. That was so rude of you.
Sit right in front of the camera.
Right in front of the camera. Okay, so you said your name is I'm Trying,
Mhm.
and how did you come up with that?
So I'm trying is kind of like I guess like a mantra type thing. Whenever to not go too deep into the backstory, I was in a bad place mentally, and I decided to, I kind of adapted this mindset where everything I did was wrong. So I kind of flipped that and went to everything I do is okay. I just need to, as long as I'm trying to be better. Like, even if I'm messing up, I'm trying to be better every single day. So whether it's like tiny things like making, or if it's like a tiny thing like writing one lyric for a song that I didn't write yesterday, that's one better thing than yesterday. That's all that matters. And that's the whole mantra of I'm trying. It's like, I'm trying to be better every single day.
Wow, that's pretty inspiring. I like
yeah,
that.
it's like, it's kind of cheesy to some people, but like, it's genuinely like something I live by.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's like your mantra.
Yeah, no, it literally keeps me going. And I'll never get over how many people have like used it as a pun, because that name is, it's hilarious to use as a pun. Like in school, we would always like, it was always like, well, I'm trying to do this, and it's like, no, Christian's I'm trying, that guy's I'm trying, like they don't get it, and we just like constantly like piss off teachers with that because it's just a stupid joke, but it kind of like gained my little friendship fan base cult. It was like,
He
it
said
was weird.
fan base cult.
I don't know what else to call it, because like we use that joke way too often. It was unfunny by like the 7th time, and we killed it. But I don't know. It's just a fun little name, and it keeps it in your memory. You know, You're like, every time you hear "I'm trying" now, you're like, or if you say "I'm trying" in a sentence, you're gonna be like, no, that guy's I'm trying.
That guy's I'm trying. That's funny. So, how long have you been doing music for?
Well, solo music, I'm about to hit my 2nd year. November 28th is when I released my first song on Spotify, and that's Stressin', which honestly pretty outdated song now. I made that on a school Chromebook, so it's kind of old. But music in total, I've been doing it for around, I'd say 10 years to be safe.
Yeah.
Because really I was like starting to learn how to do music whenever I was like younger. I signed up with a program in San Antonio actually called Network for Young Artists, NAYA for short, and basically they taught you how to use your voice, and you'd bring karaoke tracks, or you'd look it up on YouTube, and you bring it to the class, and our teacher Danny Vasquez, who's an incredible vocal coach, basically taught me everything I knew at the beginning, like how to just control your breathing, learning when to breathe in a song, and like all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I learned from there, and that was like from 6 to 8 kind of era. But other than that, after like singing so long with Naya, they book us gigs like in town. Like I got to sing at Market Square as like a child, and I was like, dude, this is cool. Like yeah, like you get to they play a karaoke track and you just sing it for people, and people actually listen. It was like really, it gets you motivated to want to do music more. Yeah, and I went from there to middle school. Whenever I entered middle school, I started doing bass guitar. Started learning how to play bass, because I had not only my father, who was playing country bands, he was a lead singer for multiple country bands around town, and he just kept on kind of switching projects, and he always had like inconsistent band members. So I kind of asked him one day, I was like, what do you need? And he was like, a bass player. So I started learning bass.
Wow.
And I picked up bass guitar over a year of playing, and then I had another friend who wanted to start a metal band. And
yeah.
I was like, you know what? I like metal, and then we started doing metal too. So it was like the perfect storm of I learned bass, I got in a country band, and then I also got in a rock or metal band.
Yeah.
And they still make music. I ended up going off with them. They have a new bass player, super cool too.
Yeah.
But they're Rival. They're called Rival. They just released a new album. Y'all should totally listen to it. It's Rage and Serenity. But yeah, they're super good musicians. Robert, the lead singer, best friend since elementary school. And I played with them for a little bit, but school got in the way. It was just kind of like too much stuff. And then we also went to different high schools, so it just kind of it messed up everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played bass for country bands for most of middle school, and then metal on the side too. And that's like my experience with music. It was just always, it was always playing songs or learning covers of songs, and it wasn't really original stuff until COVID hit. That's whenever I kind of like, I realized I couldn't play gigs anymore. All the live venues were shut down, and like everything I wanted to do and where I wanted to go with music kind of got shut down. Or it was like a stop on it.
Yeah.
So I got really inspired by this one artist that I've been listening to for ages too, named Love Sad Kid, and they're from I forget what part of Texas, but they're from Texas.
Yeah.
And they are, I think, like a year or two older than me, and they have hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners, and it's all off of like rap, pop kind of stuff. And I was like, that sounds cool. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And since the school gave us like computers to do work over COVID and everything, I was like, I'm gonna use this because I didn't have a computer at home. Like I didn't have like a actual laptop or anything. So I just had this Chromebook that was like old as hell, and it ran slow as fuck on their internet, dude. And especially my internet. Oh, I'm like, am I allowed to cuss? I'm like, he's like, man, I don't know.
He's like, I say fuck a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, right? I'm like, not calling him a slur or anything, so I think I'm good. But yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna use this, figure out what I can do with this. And from there, I just started learning how to produce stuff. My first album was fully produced by me on that Chromebook.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want to learn how to do this. And I just kept on like looking up things, and everything costs money, or you have to record in a studio.
Costs money.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm a high school kid with like no money, no job. Like, I need to do something. So I was like, Chromebook. I had a PS4, and there's a game on there that is still out for the PS4 called Rocksmith. And Rocksmith has this cord. It's a USB that plugs into the PS4, and then the quarter-inch cable that plugs into your guitar. I used that to plug into my computer, and it worked fine. So I was able to record my guitar all through the Rocksmith cable.
Yeah.
And the Rocksmith cable was like $20, but I already had it, so I was like, I get to save money. I can record. And then I got this little adapter for like $8, and it was like an XLR, quarter-inch to XLR, which I don't know. It doesn't really matter what it's called. But anyways, you plug that into a mic, and you could plug a quarter-inch into a mic basically, and you record vocals, and that's what I did. I was just like the most resourceful thing ever.
Yeah.
I just direct into the computer, like no compressor, no anything.
Yeah.
And I just started figuring it out, man. I just like fucking what's it called? You try something over and over again and just hope that it works. I don't know.
Practicing?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, practicing. I guess. I mean, fuck. I fucked around and I figured it out.
You fucked around and figured it out.
Yeah,
there
that's what happened. And yeah, I mean, that's like my main kind of like experience with music. I went totally on top.
No, that's kind of cool because you're self-taught.
Yeah.
And that's super fucking neat.
Dude, it's like whenever I realized how useful YouTube was, I just abused that. I was like, everything I can learn off of YouTube for free, dude. Like, I don't have to pay for guitar classes. I can just learn it on YouTube. And And not only that, but like there's apps for it. Like this is like the age when everyone has an iPhone or everyone has like an iPod or something. I had an iPod for like the longest time. It was like a first gen too. It was like old as fuck. Yeah. And I was just using that. And there's an app on there called Guitar Tabs, Ultimate Guitar Tabs. And it's like teaches you how to play every chord for free. So I'm like, dude, I'll just do that. And I just like started looking up songs I liked and learning the chords. And then I realized like, oh, this chord's in this song too. I just like related it. Yeah, you just start connecting them and it's like, oh, it's all the same thing. Like, oh, a G is this now. So then anyone could tell me a letter chord and I'd like be able to play it. And it's like, it's like self-taught stuff. It's funny because it's all based off of stuff I wanted to learn. Yeah. And then it just became really quick and easy because I just figured it out. I like remembered, oh, if someone told me a G, I was like, oh, it's this chord from this song that I remember way back. And it's like, I don't know, it's weird though.
That's super cool though. Don't ever stop practicing or fucking around and finding out because that's super sick.
It's a fun thing to do, and I think a lot of people don't do it enough.
I don't.
Dude, in all honesty, it's hard to do that. Like, it's hard to be like right now, I'm struggling to like learn how to produce better because like I know how to produce, but I don't know how to produce it like at like a really high level. Yeah. So it's like it's hard for me to want to like force myself like, okay, we're gonna get another FL trial because I don't want to pay for the full thing yet. We're gonna get this FL trial and we're gonna try and figure it out. I've done it once and I've like never done it again because I was just like, this is too complicated. I looked up like 10 tutorials, watched them all the way through, how to like sidechain stuff and like all that, and I was like, yeah, this ain't it, man. I'm good. I'm gonna stick to my free online thing, which I've still used to put out all my music. It's like I record all of it on this thing called Soundtrap. If you've ever heard of, no, it's fucking ridiculous.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Soundtrap.
Dude, Soundtrap. Yeah.
Let's see what this is.
It's made by Spotify.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be like it's supposed to be teaching kids how to use music, like kind of like BandLab, which is a more well-known one.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is cool.
Dude, I use that for everything. Like literally all the songs I have out right now, it's all that. It's just the beats are usually like produced by someone else now, or if they are produced by me, like Galactic Runaway is one of my bigger ones right now. It's all produced by me, and I just kind of like, it's all Soundtrap instruments. Like, you can really make high quality stuff with it.
And they have an app on the phone too.
Yeah, the app kind of sucks though.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, I really want a portable like little thing that I can just like.
No, for sure. Like BandLab is definitely better for portable stuff, but Soundtrap, like it was my go-to. I don't know why I didn't do like BandLab first. Whenever I was searching for free DAWs that I can make music on. Free things that let me produce whenever I was like younger. And then for some reason Soundtrap was the first one I found, and I immediately caught on to it. Like it was so user friendly. I was just like, fuck it. Sponsored, totally. Like full sponsor. I love Soundtrap. They should totally sponsor me. Like that would be so cool. Dude, yes. But
oh man.
No, yeah, it's I mean, you can do it with anything. If you want to do music that bad, like,
you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out, man.
Figure it out for sure.
So, in middle school, my girlfriend at the time was in jazz band, and they played saxophone, and I was like, dude, I gotta learn something music, you know? And I already was like a huge music nerd. Like at the time in middle school, I had like this old. Like a S6 or something, the Samsung, whatever. And I had like 2,000 songs downloaded that I ripped off of YouTube. Don't arrest me. I ripped them off of YouTube, and I had like 2,000 songs ranging from literal like anime intros to like Russian rap, and like
Russian rap.
That is a real genre. Yes.
I mean, I get it. German metal,
awesome,
Russian
dude.
rap.
Yeah, no, dude, I had German metal as well, too.
Fucking hard.
Yes, it was fucking hard. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I had, like, tons of different genres of music. And, like, I'd be walking through the halls, and there was this one time where it was, like, the best friend of the girl I was dating at the time. Like, stopped me in the hallway and she was like, "What do you always listen to?" And like put on the headphones and it's like an anime intro, and she was like, "Oh, you're one of those kids."
You're one of those kids. Nerds.
The most embarrassing moment of my life, dude. I swear. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, no.
That shit hurt. She's like, "You're one of those kids." My shuffle is horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny. Like, that's the one song she had to fucking listen to. But yeah, I've always been like a music nerd, so it was funny. Like, she was learning saxophone in middle school, and I was like, okay, I gotta join jazz band then, right? And I finally got to join jazz band, like after convincing my parents, like, I want to join this club because it costs money to like buy instruments and like all that stuff. So, but luckily, it kind of runs in my family. My grandma played country for the longest time, and she had a bass guitar already. So I was like, cool. So I got that bass guitar, and I got to join jazz band, which I don't regret, but it also made me doubt education and music a lot, because the guy that was teaching me is such an asshole, dude. The jazz band director was such an asshole. Like, he wanted me to learn sheet music, which I still, till this day, don't know how to read sheet music. And he was like, you have to read sheet music to do the songs. And I was like, but can I listen to the songs first? And he'd like constantly push not to let me listen to it. And there was two other bass guitar players, and they were like kind of mediocre. And they were like very slow at learning it. And it was like frustrating to me, because I was like, I want to learn this, and it seems like it's pretty easy. And one day they were practicing, and one of them was playing bass for the song. I forget what it's called. It was like something, I don't know. I don't know why Crazy Frog popped in my head. Like, that's the song they were playing. No, but it was
like triggered something in my brain. Like,
yeah, no, dude. Like,
Crazy
Frog's the first thing that popped in my head. Not that song, please. Not again, man. But it was something like that, some kind of name like that, and they were playing it, and I was in the practice room, like listening to it, and I was like, I still remember how to play it too, and like he heard me playing it from the practice room because I had it all loud as fuck because I wanted to blow out my ears, and he was like, "How do you know how to play it?" And I was like, "I just heard y'all playing it." I was like, "I thought that's how it goes," and he was like, "All right." And he sent me the files. From then on, he started sending me the files of the songs, like the original versions, and then I would just learn it by ear. And I learned like 4 or 5 songs for jazz band, like just by ear.
That's super sick.
Because like
I hate ear training right now. So I have to ear train for school. It's killing me.
I'm like, that's my favorite thing, learning things by ear.
See, but I can read music, but
I
can't.
cannot read music.
But I
yeah,
can't.
we're like opposites. No, and that's like for most people that I've met, like they're like, oh yeah, I was in band for like multiple years, right? And I learned how to read sheet music, and now I can just learn guitar on sheet music. And I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like, what triple clef? What the fuck? I don't know, man. I'm like, I was just like, just let me listen to the song. I'll figure it out. I mean, because that's how my grandma learned. That's how my dad learned songs. Like, he listened to it, and then he just like learned to play it. You know, like you just figured it out. And my grandma especially, she was fucking old. And she was like, she would play bass. She'd wait for it to come on the radio, record the cassette, and then play the cassette over and over again until she learned the song exact. So she was like dead ass learning by ear,
so
fucking ridiculously hard. And like mad respect for her, because she's still like, she doesn't know, or she knows scales. Like I barely know scales even. But it's funny because she knows like scales, but she doesn't like know that she knows them. I don't know how to explain that. Like she tells me like you got to go in the key of D. And I'm like, okay, well I know where the D note is, but I don't know what the key of D is. And then she's just like, give me a second, takes the bass, plays one note, and she's like, and she like finds the other notes, and she like fucking does it in front of me like it's like puzzle pieces. She just like she like figures it out. She'll play one note, she'll play one wrong note, and then she's like no, and then she hits the right note the next time, and then she does it fully all the way through. Like in 2 notes. Like she messes up twice and then just like does it all. I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? Like you just like you obviously were learning things off the radios, but you just like you heard key of D and you were like, okay, this note, and then and I was like, what the fuck? How do you know that scale? Like that's the weird shit. Like that's how I taught. That's how I taught myself. So it was like that's just how it's gonna go, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's like one of those weird things. Like everyone learned at a young age, and you start learning like the different basics. And it's funny because I learned a different version of those basics. Like I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do only ear training, and then everyone else was like, I'm gonna learn how to do sheet music like the right way.
But well, I had a good director, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, so he's actually who inspired me to keep going even after middle school. That's you know awesome. What I mean? Like,
dude,
he's cool.
Some teachers are like so cool, but dude, that guy was an he was such an asshole to me. Like he would always get mad at me because I didn't want to learn sheet music, and he like pressured me to learn it like real hard. He was like, if you don't learn sheet music for this gig or for this like event, then you're not gonna play. And the other 2 kids didn't want to learn the song I was playing. Like the other 2 bass players, they were like, that one's hard. I don't want to learn that one. And I was like, you have no one else to go with. Like it's only me. And eventually I still had to do it because he wanted to threaten me not to be able to let me, but I was the only one who could. So it was funny as fuck because he constantly was forced to put me in and let me play, even though he didn't want me to play. And eventually, which fucking full circle, way later on, in the summer of 8th grade, I was playing with one of my dad's bands at the time. I forget the name. That Southern Sound. And they were playing a gig fundraiser, like a heart fundraiser, for the school district. And my director was there at the fundraiser. So I got to play on stage with a full band while he was sitting there. And I got to sing a couple songs for my dad because like my dad would let me take over sometimes to sing. And it was just like a big fuck you to that guy. Like I was like, I get to really just say fuck you to the guy that like made me want to quit jazz band so many times. And then I got to play a gig in front of all his friends and like peers. And I was like, I'm on stage still. What are you doing? Like it was just like a big fuck you. But
it was just making me think about like how I really wanted to be in jazz band, but I didn't want to practice.
Yes, that's the other thing too. Like they made us practice a lot, and I was like, I already know how to play this. And plus, for like jazz band, a lot of the bass lines were like super simple, and it was like the same shit over again.
This is boring.
And it literally looped in my head for the rest of my life. And it was just over and over and over. So that's why it was fun because I got to go after school and then I'd go to my friend's house and we'd play metal, and it was like fucking completely different. Yeah, like the fact that I was playing in a country band, in jazz band, and then also in a metal band.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, dude.
So cool. Dude, it was so fun to like do different music. Like I just wanted to do everything.
Yeah.
All music. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
But and I still am that way today. Like if this hat is from my friend Thomas Jimenez. He is a country artist from town. Thomas Jimenez. I write his songs or help co-write, and I also play bass in his country band. So I'm still doing country, but then I'm also in another group now called Inoha, which is, we don't have anything out yet, but we will, and it's super good. There's an artist named Keanu Bickle. I swear I'm butchering his last name. I don't know how to say it. I'm so sorry, Keanu, if you're here. But Keanu is fucking super talented. Dude is just super awesome at music. And he's also with a band named Dunwich Heroes, who, if you're in San Antonio, Pink Zeppelin tonight at 7:30. Dunwich is playing. So Dunwich is going to be playing tonight, and he plays guitar for Dunwich. But he also has a side project called Inoha, and that's what I'm in. I play bass for that. And that's indie rock, kind of really cool shit. Like we're really experimenting, like really cool stuff coming out with them. And I'm like, it's so nice to be able to like experiment with different types of music and just like jump genres. Because I can go to a country music practice on Wednesday, and then the next day I can go to a no-hop practice, and I can be like, yeah, let's make some indie rock, let's do this, let's try and do a different time signature, let's fuck around and just figure out, you know? It's so great, because I just get to jump genres constantly, and then my original music, which is all pop/rap. So I'm constantly jumping, switching my brain on and off, like, okay, what am I working on today? Country song, or what am I working on today? Rap song. Like, it's so fun.
That might help me get into practicing if I just switch it up like every day.
No, and like that's what even Keanu has expressed to me. Like, he likes doing a lot of different music, so he has his own solo music, which his solo music's fucking fire. And then he also has Dunwich, where he helps them write the songs for Dunwich as well, which is more rock, like punk rock kind of stuff. Yeah. And then he has the indie rock too. So he kind of does both sides of that. And then Noha is going to be a little bit more experimental rock. So he has those different outlets. And I've found that jumping genres like really helps me as an artist, because I get to really try something new and challenge myself every day to like do something better. And that's like, again, my whole mantra, like where I want to try and do something better every single day. It's cool to be able to go like, I'm gonna do this country song today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna write this other thing, and tomorrow I'm gonna do this, and it never keeps me in a box. I'm never just stuck in like, I'm only gonna write to this trap beat, or I'm only gonna write to this like other genre, right? It lets me just be super creative all the time, dude.
That's so cool.
Dude, yeah, no, it's so fun, man. Like, genuinely, if you have the opportunity to like just like write a bunch of different stuff, especially as a solo artist, like even my first album is like very different. Like if you listen to each song, there's the first song is Stressin', and it's like a basic ass pop beat, and then like second song I believe is Busy. I don't know the track order of my own album. But like, yeah, the second song is or whatever song is next, it's Busy is one of them on the album, and it's a literal like jazz guitar, like more it's a jazz guitar rap song, like
a jazz guitar rap.
Yeah, I love it. I was just messing around, like literally just do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, like just whatever you want to do in the moment. Just
That's
be
so
like,
inspiring.
I want to do it. Yeah,
I'm trying, y'all.
I'm trying, that's the whole thing, man. But
it's so cool.
I don't know,
because I never know what to expect when I'm talking to any of y'all. Because I don't know y'all's answers. I don't know y'all's life. I know you make music. I know it's great.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. Check them out. You know what I mean? But like knowing you personally, I don't know. So to hear that you're a fucking musician and a musician,
dude,
that
it's like that's the whole thing, man. Like,
that's so sick.
I love learning like different things, and I'm trying to like. I want to learn like new instruments. Oh, hi.
Hey. How many instruments do you play?
I play bass guitar, normal guitar like acoustic, and electric. Some people consider those separate instruments. I really don't. It's not like I play classical guitar, which is like fucking those people that have. I don't know how they play that.
Yeah.
Like, some people play the nylon string guitars that are like fucking ridiculous players. Like I don't know how they can make their brain do that shit, but I can play like basic guitar, electric and acoustic, and then ukulele is one of those things I just picked up. I love ukulele. It's like something fun, dude. I don't know what it is. Every time I play it, I'm like transported to an island somewhere. It's like
I've always wanted to learn how to play ukulele.
Dude. And it's such a it's a chill instrument, and you can like fuck around and just like figure out chords too. Especially if you already know guitar, like you kind of know like. You won't know the shapes on a ukulele, but you will know the like how it's supposed to sound. Like once you train your ear to like, oh, this is a C. You play a C on the ukulele. It's like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Like it just kind of the sounds transfer over pretty well. But so bass guitar, ukulele, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, and then funny enough, I don't know how to play keyboard. But a lot of my songs on Spotify are keyboard songs. And they're all made by me. Like I wrote the keys parts. But it was just me like fucking around on the keyboard. And I was like, this is a chord, right? yeah, this sounds like a chord. And I left it.
Yeah.
And that's all I did.
Yeah.
Like, and like on soundtrack, you can like see the piano roll, and you can you can see like what the note is called. And I was like, this note, and this note.
Yeah.
I don't know what chord that makes, but it's a chord, I guess. And dude,
Yeah.
it's so sick. Like I just like that. Since I already knew what guitar chords sound like, I knew that whenever I played keys.
You go say hi.
Yes, dude, I love cats. Hi. Oh, you're gonna don't drink my
Don't
soda.
do that. That's rude of you. Don't be rude.
But no, like I just like started messing around on the keys, and eventually like I got a chord.
Yeah.
And then that's how I made all the songs that have keys in it, which are a majority of my songs.
Yeah.
Is me just messing around on the keyboard, and eventually I found a pattern of chords that made a song.
Yeah.
And it's like that sounds right. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write to this now.
Yeah.
And then I'd write lyrics and do whatever. But it was like that was it. But yeah, those are the instruments I play. So
That's super cool.
mainly those three, but kind of keys, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to like do a live show with keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to like play keyboard live and like really look like I know what I'm doing, because I would mess up like a shit ton of times.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, no, that's not happening. But everything else, I'm like pretty confident on guitar, bass.
Yeah.
Again, bass has been the main instrument I've played since the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
That's cool. So where do you find like inspiration from? Like I know like this is your passion, but like where does that come from? Just because you grew up around like musicians, or?
I can't like say there's like one place where it comes from. I think like it started at first like as an inspiration just to tell stories, and that's something where I still am. I used to want to do comics when I was younger. I was like, I want to be a comic artist, but I have horrible handwriting and I have horrible art.
Yeah.
So I was like, eventually around like 5th or 4th grade, I was like, I'm not gonna do comics. This is not gonna work out for me.
I killed my own dream.
Yeah, like I literally killed my own dream, dude. Like I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna make a comic. It's gonna be about this superhero pig. I remember there's a pig that had superpowers.
Oh man, I hope you get to do that one day.
One day,
just for fuck of it, you know.
Yeah, but like I don't have art skills at all.
Maybe we can find an artist to help us make this
Yeah,
comic book
right?
come to life.
Right, dude. It was literally. I think it's literally. What's funny is actually, the whole thing was like a comic strip about a pig getting superpowers and then saving people, right? But I genuinely think, and I haven't read the comic yet, but the comic with Spider-Pig from the actual Marvel series, because I was obsessed with Marvel and I was obsessed with Spider-Man. So, but the whole thing, it was like a mixture of like Spider-Man, like this pig gets bit by a spider, which, you know, typical, whatever the fuck. But instead of getting like Spider-Man powers, they got like full-on like Kryptonian abilities, like from like Superman.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a weird mixture of stuff. Yeah. But it was like such a dumb. It's one of those kid ideas. You know, only a kid could dream about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my art was horrible. So I'm really happy that I didn't go that route, because after that I went into middle school and it was like the perfect thing where I was just like, this music stuff makes way more sense to me.
Yeah.
And so to go back to the main question, inspiration, like it was storytelling at first. I wanted to do a comic and tell a story. Then I realized I could tell a story through music and lyrics, and like really just talking through with music in the background. And that's kind of what a lot of my songs are. All of my songs are like really based off of an event or like something that's going on or some emotion, and it tells whether it's a supernatural story or whether it's a actual human story. It's still a story from beginning to end. All my songs have a beginning, middle, and end. Sometimes out of order, but that's on purpose, you know. it's really fun though, because I get to basically write a story through lyrics and through with a verse and a chorus, and get to really solidify that story in some people's heads. One of the songs, "To You," on my album, and I think it's like my most popular song, which is kind of funny because I didn't expect it to be that. And again, that's one of the ones that I made on a Chromebook. Like, I did not expect it to go that far. I was just like, I'm gonna make this song, and it's like, it was to you. It's a letter to myself. So it was a letter I was writing to myself at the end of at the start of high school. I made the song, so it was kind of like a letter to my younger self in middle school, and just telling myself like, it's okay to not care about other people. Like, it's okay to focus on yourself sometimes. Because I felt really guilty whenever I'd like someone had something going on, and I'd like push my problems to the side to help them. And it's something that I felt like a lot of people dealt with too, especially people around me, where they push their problems aside for a friend or to help someone. And the letter it's to you, it's to myself, just telling myself like, it was okay to not care about other people. It's okay to not do all that stuff and focus on that bad stuff. It's okay to just do something for yourself for once, which at the time I didn't do much for myself. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't making myself happy. I was always like playing games with friends to make them happy, even though I didn't really like playing those games. And it was like, it was always people pleasing rather than like, again, for myself. And that song is like still really close to me, but a lot of people I feel like related to it, and that's why it kind of popped off the way it did. But yeah, it was a story from beginning to end. From the start, it's me just identifying the problems that I had, and then the chorus really solidifies the fact that you don't have to do those things. And yeah, but yeah, telling a story, and it still is till this day. I find inspiration in telling stories about emotion. I'll take a simple emotion like being busy. One of my songs, "Busy," just feeling like you're always in a rush for something. That taking that feeling and expressing it as well as I can, telling a story with words associated to that. So when you think busy, I do this. This is like my practice. I think of a word and I word associate. So like, busy. Immediately I'm thinking busy, I'm thinking time. There's schedules, there's calendars, there's days, there's minutes, hours, seconds.
This guy's spitting gold over here.
You know, dude, it's like you have to think like that if you're gonna write like really. If you want to write about
and, like,
something,
look up like synonyms, because like I'm tired of seeing the same word over and over and over again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you want to write a song about love, then you talk about the parts of love, whether it's heartbreak after love, and love with someone mutually, platonically, closely, whether it's kind of off and on love. There's different things you can write about, and it's all one word, off of one word.
Yeah.
And I love playing that word association game.
I'm just gonna be here and just go in like this little spiral of like words that
no, and that's what I did with busy. Like, I took that word and I was like, I'm gonna spread this out to the tiniest, like, to the limit. Till I was like at milliseconds of like ideas, and it was just, that's like my process now. Like, I take a word like, I had a friend who also is a San Antonio loco. Well, same thing. They had actually given me, they wanted to write a song with me, and basically they came to me with this poem that they had written about someone hurting them, and I was like, this is really like good stuff, but how do I make this into a song? And I kind of took some of the words and the ideas of this person was always taking from them, and she was always like taking from him, and like just he constantly lost things over and over again, and there was never really a point where he won, even whenever he felt like there was something good coming to him. And I kind of took that idea, and I was like, you know, something that always wins. I was thinking of the house, like gambling. So I started thinking of gambling and thought about that. And I was like, that's where Bankrupt comes from. So there's a song called Bankrupt where I took that idea of like someone always taking something from you, always, and you never win. And even when you think you won something, it still goes back to them because you're like, it's over and over again. And that's where I kind of thought of like gambling. People always like, you know, you think you're gonna win big, and then you end up spending $2,000 and you go home empty, or maybe you break even. It's like you didn't win anything. It's like that's kind of what his situation was, and it worked out really perfect. He really loved the idea, and he helped me basically fund that song and get it like produced really well. And now that's what Bankrupt is. It's a really great, just heartbreak song, really depressing song if you listen to it. But it's like, it tells that story of someone who just constantly plays you and gives you the bad hands, gives you bad hands all the time, and you're playing hard to win, but you always lose no matter what, because you never had a chance in the first place. And it's like, yeah, I know, that's like, ouch. That's rough. But yeah, like, that's the kind of stuff I like writing.
Yeah.
And again, it's a story in the end, and that's what inspires me. Things like those emotions and those ideas, and you know, there's songs about those things already. There's emotions that I'll probably write about that someone else has already written about a million times. I mean, love songs are overdone, you know, but that doesn't make it any less like of a reason for me to do it. Like, I still, if I want to write about this, I'm not gonna stop because everyone else has written about this. Like, because maybe mine's better than everyone else's. You know, I might put a new twist on it.
Fuck around and find out.
Exactly. I fuck around and I find out. Like, how else are you gonna figure out if it was better than everyone else's if you don't do it? Yeah. And that's, again, back to the mantra. Gotta try. You gotta try.
You gotta try. Man, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm trying. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not gonna. Yeah, you were right. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's super neat. So you're from here?
Yeah, I'm born and raised San Antonio. Literally all of my family lives in San Antonio. I think I have extended family in like Houston and stuff, but like it's all Texas. Born and raised. My dad's from Marion. My mom grew up downtown, like very far west side. You know, so I got it in my blood, just all over. I think it's funny. My dad's like super farm boy raised, and then my mom is like super west side. So it was kind of funny to think like whenever I was born, I'm like, you know, I'm very white passing, but I'm very Hispanic, and you know, with my grandma and stuff. But it's like my friends at school would always make fun of me. They're like, you're like that redneck Mexican. You're like, you just like you get to be like both sides, best of both worlds. You know, you're making tamales on Christmas, but then you're also dove hunting during and it's like two completely opposites, which kind of makes sense for the kind of things I did, which playing country and metal.
Yeah, that was about to say. I was like, you did that, and it shows.
It's very much like part of my like whole bloodline. It's just complete opposites, but you know, it works, man.
It works.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's super sick. So, I mean, you're a sports fan. Do you like sports?
Dude, so I tried playing basketball because I love the Spurs. I love basketball. I love basketball is the one sport that I love to pieces. I literally could give less of a shit about any other sport. I don't care about football, but like there's teams that I've been told to like support, like by my parents. Like there's huge Green Bay fans and Houston Texans fans. They're both. And then I have family that's like super Cowboys fans. And I'm like, I don't really care about football. Basketball is always been my thing though. Like the one game that I bought was NBA 2K. And I was like, this game's fucking sick. I get to be Ginobili. I get to be Tony. Like, it was like so sick to me. And it was like, that was like my whole thing. I was like, basketball's my game. And in elementary school, late elementary school, I started doing like YMCA basketball near not Lackland, but the other Air Force base, Brooks. There's a YMCA near there, and I like played basketball there, and I was like, this is awesome. But the other two kids that were there, like the coach's sons, were like fucking crazy. Those guys were cracked, dude. They were like doing layups like backwards. I was like, what the fuck? And this is like fifth graders, like kids my age, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? And I was like this chubby little kid. I still am a little bit, but like, you know, like I was like, how are y'all doing that? And I was making free throws. That's all I was, you know. But you know, it was fun. It was fun though, for the time that I was in it. But eventually, I was just like, I was on the bench most of the time. I was a bench warmer. So I was like, yeah, sports ain't my thing either. And then I got into music instead.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It became pretty common for me to like have an interest and then lose it because I was like, this is not worth. Like, I'm way too low level. Like, this is not happening. Like, to go into that and just see a kid like literally throw a layup backwards. What the fuck? Like, dude, how do you do that? And like that just immediately discouraged me after a couple years of seeing that over and over again. But you know, I mean, I think it's funny because now I have a love for basketball still. I still love watching basketball. I don't keep up with it as much as I used to because now I'm like a lot more focused in just trying to get into the music scene more, learn about local bands and like really get into the local music live shows and stuff. So, which is how I found you too. I've been really deep diving into like who's around here, who makes music around here, and it's been really fun because I haven't like. That's why I haven't kept up with other things because I've been so in this music world, and there's a big world.
It's huge
in San Antonio,
even
dude.
Here?
Yeah,
Oh man,
like, it's
going.
crazy, man. I was like, and I think I joined it like just the right time because like there's a lot of events happening for like starting up musicians and like people and creatives that want to make music or want to help the creation of music. You know, there's people that are just like artists that want to make album covers and stuff. The photographers that want to do that, and it's like that's the kind of community that's I never knew was here, and now I'm like really peeling back like the surface of just normal San Antonio and like seeing like all these different types of music that's around here, and it's fucking awesome, man.
San Antonio is killing it.
It is, dude. No,
man.
There's so many good musicians, like so many good ones that I'm like, how are you not like already on Billboard? Like these are fucking fire. Like it's just ridiculous.
Well, speaking of locals, who around here would you want to work with next?
Oh, like
or like you know, like want to just be a part of that. Like I want to know. Okay,
so San Antonio. If I'm looking at only San Antonio,
let's just say let's
just San Antonio
for right now. Yeah. Just give me like 3 to 5.
I want to work with Apollo Black. I love his stuff. Diversity, Lit Galaxy. That guy's fucking sick. I love his stuff a lot, actually. Yeah.
He's so hype.
Dude, he's so cool, man. I was like, I see his stuff and I listen to his stuff like pretty often, actually. And I was like, dude, this is fire. And then I don't know about top 5, but there's some I've already worked with in Texas, like King K, who's I love his flow. He's actually on one of my songs, Elevate, and he fucking killed that verse. He carried me, honestly. Like he carried me on that song, cause dude killed that verse. And I'm like,
there's just so many to choose.
There's so many good ones, dude. Like, I think it's Master Key, but I don't know if he's from San Antonio.
Oh, Master Key. I don't know. I know he's here.
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
But I've seen him play San Antonio shows. So
So I don't know if he's from here or not.
But they're all sick as fuck. Actually, there was literally a guy like an hour before I got here that I found on Instagram. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god. And I started listening to his music, Tyler. I don't know his last name though, because I just found him. I just found this dude. And
Hey,
he's
Tyler.
Like, yeah, Tyler. There's some random Tyler's watching.
Tyler's like,
just like,
I'm Tyler.
yeah, it's me. But yeah, dude, he had sick music, and I was like, I just messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, your music's really sick. You want to work on something? Like, you know, like I'm the type of person that's just like, I see you have good music, or I like you make cool music too, and I see that you're driven, like, especially like, I'm not gonna message you if you're like not posting and you're only posting like snippets of songs that you haven't posted online or you haven't tried doing, like stuff like that. I don't really like working with people like that because there's a gap in work ethic, and it's something I've had to find out the hard way with like people where I thought they were really cool and I thought they had a lot of potential and talent, but they didn't have like the real drive to like do it.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people here that like want to make music and they're like super like, I want to do this, I want to do that, right? And then you tell them how to do it and they're like, no, but I want someone else to do it for me. Yeah, and that's like, nope, cut them off.
I don't have the money for that one.
Yes. No, and like, that's the main thing. Like, dude, I started on a Chromebook.
Yeah, he's like, I had to learn it myself, okay?
Yeah,
like,
and like all the equipment I have, like I researched my ass off to find like the cheapest, best quality thing. And you know, I slowly built up my little studio, and like even now, my studio is just. I have my. I have a picture of it. My desk is a laptop, and it's a long box, cardboard box. It is a Fortnite Nerf gun that is still boxed, that I've never opened. That is my desk.
Oh, okay, yeah. The whole
And under
picture's
it, yeah, and then under it is like multiple large boxes of stuff that is completely useless for my room.
Right.
So it's like literally a cardboard box desk.
Yeah.
That's still what I record on today.
Love it.
And I'm like, then there's people that come up to me and they're like, oh, dude, let me feature on one of your songs. And they have no music out. They have no, like, experience at all. And they're just like, let me feature on one of your songs because, like, I could write a fire verse, totally. And it's like, you have no proof.
No proof.
Like, you have no anything. And you're going to come at me and tell me, like, do this for me. It's like, I don't even fucking know you, dude. Like, I don't even know who the fuck
nice
you
to
are.
meet you.
Yeah, like something like that, right? And there was a kid from here that like, so funny too, because he had like a Joker picture on his like as his profile picture, and I was like, #1 red flag already. Like this guy, like I love Joker and I love like that kind of stuff, but like he had it like it was his face. And then half Joker.
Half Joker? Oh,
and I was like, bro,
oh,
what is this? And, you know, he made music, and I was like, oh, that's cool, man. You keep it up. Just kind of like, at the time, I was like, I barely released my first, or no, I didn't even release my first album. I like released my 3rd song ever, like, which were all on the album anyways. I released my 3rd single, and this guy messaged me, and he was like, dude, I really like your music. I've been making music for a long time too. And he had like a lot of songs on his SoundCloud, right? But they were all like very poorly done and mixed and everything. And I was like, that's cool, right? You know, keep it up. You're gonna get better and better. And whenever I gave him like advice or like things he could use, he'd always like he was always weird about taking advice from me. And he like kind of took it as like an insult whenever I was like trying to tell him like, no, like you could really improve your sound. Like, dude, you have good stuff here, and you know there's bits and pieces that are like you could make something really good. But every time I gave him like advice, I was like, hey man, like if you're ever looking for like a cheap mic, you could get this one. And he was like, nah, I don't need that. It's like,
okay.
And eventually, it was funny because before I released my album, he messaged me. And he was like, I had just released, I forget what song I think it was Sell Out Boy. Yeah, it was Sell Out Boy. I had just released that song. And he messages me the most insulting thing, till this day makes me angry. Messages me, just out of the blue, you should really stick to singing. you should really stick to singing, because I sing and rap on a lot of my songs, and it was so funny because this dude said you should really stick to singing. I think you should leave the rapping thing to like people like me. Leave the rapping thing to people like you.
Leave it to the SoundCloud rappers.
Dude, yes,
like this.
dude. I was like, whoa, that made me pissed off. And I responded in like the most like killing with kindness way. I was just like, hey man, I'm gonna do my own thing, just like you're gonna do your own thing. You know, you have fun. And I unfollowed him. He wasn't following me anyways, and I was like, damn, okay. I thought he was, because he was whenever we started talking, but I guess unfollowed at some point. And I was like, damn, fuck this guy. And, you know, I thought we were cool and like everything, and it was like, that was just fucked up. And then I released my album, fucking blew up. The album like hit 1,000 streams within a week. And he was like, hey man, how do you get your stuff on Spotify? Or like, then he was like asking me questions, and he was like, hey man, I was wondering if you wanted like a feature on a song of mine, and like, and I was like, nah, I'm good, bro, have fun. And I just like blocked his ass, and now I don't even know where his account is, because yeah, that shit's stupid, man. People like that though are the reason why I don't like try and like I don't go out of my way to collaborate with you unless I know you're already working. Like, if you're already working to like put out an album or something, I'm gonna hit you up and I'm gonna be like, hey dude, your music's really sick, I'm excited for the album, you know. I wait to see what happens. And two, you know, some people might think like they don't want to come up to that, or they don't want to like talk to another musician. Some people have already been burned by other people, so I get whenever they don't respond or they don't want to talk. That's cool, right? But there's a lot of times where I'm like, I message these musicians from here or from really anywhere. And you know, I have friend groups from different cities and towns and states, and I've made genuine connections. I've made collabs with. I have a collab with an artist named Lou in fucking Germany. The dude's sick as fuck. It's like heavy rap, like more screaming, but then or like corpse type rap. I don't know what that's called. I don't know if you know what corpse husband type stuff. I don't know. But yeah, like I literally did a feature on his song twice. I did 2 features for him. One called Alcohol and another one called Overthinker. And both of them are like fire songs. And it was just a random connection that I made. And I think what's really cool is whenever it's like an artist that's barely starting, like Lou was, he hit me up and he was like, dude, I really like your stuff. I need a feature. And like, I have this open, and I was like wondering if you want to be on it. And he had already been putting out songs like once a month, so I was like, this looks cool. This guy has potential. He's like good, and I did a feature for him. I promoted the fuck out of it to make sure like he got some people from it, and it did really well. It was like his top song on his page, and then he started getting collabs with this other guy named HellXN or some shit. I don't know, and dude is fucking like 1,000 monthly listeners and everything. And now he's been collabing with the guy like every other day. And it's ridiculous because now he's got like way more listeners, way more streams. And it's like, dude, that's so sick. And like, I message him every time like he posts a new thing. I'm like, this is fire, dude. And he's like, same to you, man. Like, and we're just cool now. And it's like, I knew him whenever he was a little smaller. And then it's like, now he's like a bigger artist. And I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, you go, bro. And it's like, that's just so cool to me. Like, I love meeting artists, especially that are like, whether they're smaller or like on the same level, or even better than me. Like there's tons of artists from here that are like way more experienced at this stuff, and I'm like, and I've started conversations with them, and I'm like, hey dude, your stuff is really cool. I'd love to work on something, and you know, sometimes they're not interested in really working on anything. That's fine, you know, but otherwise it's just like starting that conversation and understanding that person and like getting to know them too. Know your musicians, make connections, networking, like that kind of stuff, because I love meeting musicians. I love talking about music. I can go fucking hours talking about music and just talking in general. I'm so sorry. But like, like it's so fun, man. But yeah, that's kind of like my whole thing.
I think that's really important though, to be able to like actually be a people person and not an asshole in this industry, because there are plenty of assholes in this industry. Plenty so much ego. So to meet people who are just like, no, like I genuinely just want to work with other people. I genuinely just want to make more music.
Dude, yes.
Like
and
this is my life. And if it's your life too, yo, why aren't we living?
Exactly. Why are we working? Or like, why don't we try something? You know?
Try something new.
And even if it doesn't work out, like,
Fuck it.
like it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't have to be a song that we put out and instantly blows up, or it doesn't have to. It doesn't even have to be a song we put out. Like, it could just be we work on a song and we make something, and then we realize that it's not really worth putting out. But you know what? I'm glad we got to work on it. I'm glad we got to have that experience. That's it.
Just the experience itself.
And it's like that's the thing, man. So many people are like, there's a lot of artists that I know that have like tried forcing people to pay for features or something, which I make people pay for features too, you know, because you need. I mean, I need money to pay for music, dude. I want to pay for higher quality equipment. I gotta make money somehow, you know. Other than ghostwriting, which I do for other artists too. Ghostwriting, co-writing, that makes me some money, but it's never enough to like pay for everything fully. So you know, I want to make this into my job. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to just be a hobby forever. I want it to be something that I can take up and up over and over again. And some people are a little bit against that, like paying for features and stuff like that, which I get it. But you know, for me personally, it works for me, and I'm not gonna like. Like if you're not charging for features, I don't think it's like you're not like a holy god or some shit for that. Like you're not. You know. And if you do, I don't think you're that bad. But there's some people that will like try and charge whenever they don't have like something for the artist that they're charging to, and that kind of stuff sucks because like there's a lot of people getting scammed, like especially in music, dude. How many music scams I get Instagram like DM for free promotion on this radio station. It's always the same station, dude. Hot 97 needs you. FM Hot 97 has this and that.
That's why I don't click any links. Like
never.
No. I do like link in bios because you know generally this it's not gonna be I do that. Like I'll go or I'll look you up like on YouTube. I will not. If y'all send me shit, I won't do it. I just won't. I don't know if your account's hacked. I don't know. I just you know what I mean. Yeah, because I've had my friends' accounts get hacked, and they were trying to tell me to send them money, and I was like, "Why do you need money? Why can't you just call me?"
Yeah, my cousin got his Instagram hacked, and he started posting about like it was like I started working with this account, and I got $10,000. That thing. And I was like, dude.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was like, I know you were never into stocks or anything. How did this happen?
I don't know how we got on scamming, but
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So what I want to do is I want to introduce your soda.
Yes. Oh my god. So in high school, near the end of high school, I made my own soda, and it's literally based off of one of my songs, "Love Bites and Burns." So "Love Bites and Burns" was a song I wrote about. Basically a mixture of all my exes. So it's like
it was rough. It was
like it's a mixture of all of them into one person. And then I just wrote about them and how I always went back to them because I was like, I didn't want to lose that. I was like, oh, that's love. Yeah. So I wrote about that in a song, and then there was like a joke going around my school where this one kid would never stay up, and he like always fell asleep, and I was like, I'm gonna make an energy drink just for you based off of my music. Like it was just a random stupid idea, and because I was like, dude, you should just stay up by listening to ImTrying. That's how you should do it. Like that was the whole joke, and we like always use that. Like every time you're feeling sleepy, just listen to ImTrying. That'll totally help. That'll wake you up. And I was like, you know what? I could actually develop this idea. And I was like, oh, let's make an energy drink. And then I realized energy drinks are super expensive to make. So then I made a soda. Instead, it was so much cheaper. And my friend who made the art, underscore Vetti, VEDIE, on Instagram, made the art for this. So their art is super cool. Little chibi version of the Love Bites and Burns Devil Girl. Yeah, it's so cool. And that's yours, actually.
Thank you.
You can keep that one.
Oh,
Because I brought another one. And this one I wanted to, if you wanted to give it away, I thought it would be really cool.
Yes, we're doing a giveaway. So once this video is posted on my YouTube channel, you can find that in my link in bio. We will send you a soda.
It's so cool, and it's black cherry. I don't know. It's carbonated and everything. The mail service does let you send it because apparently people send Big Red through the mail very often.
Because you can't find Big Red outside of Texas.
Exactly.
Which is bring a bottle whenever you travel.
Yes, it's it's bottled in. I feel like I gotta say I want to say Rhode Island is the place. But I got it from mom and pop. A mom and pop kind of bottling factory.
Okay, yeah.
Like they had their own stuff and they make custom labels and everything.
Wow.
I ordered it through them. There's a link tree code on there that you can scan for my music. It has links to all my music.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
that's
you can get
so cool.
So you have all my music like access right there, my Instagram socials and whatever.
That's genius.
And yeah, and it is a drinkable soda. Like it's completely
Okay,
fine.
I'm gonna have to try this.
Dude, you can. I'm like, if you want, like you totally can. Just twist off. And yeah, it's carbonated. Dude, it's so sick. It's not cold. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, but
I'm like,
it smells delicious.
dude, it's like,
Bruh.
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's so cool. And it was such a stupid marketing thing that I just did at school. I was like, I bought like 48 of these. Or well, at first I had I made Busy sodas, which was my song Busy, and it was grape soda.
Yeah.
And I only bought 48 of those. I sold all of them. I sold absolutely all of them at school, and it was so cool because everyone who has those bottles, like, I'm never gonna do that again. I'm never gonna sell those sodas again. So that's like a collectible little item that everyone has. And I had friends that bought like 2 Busy sodas and 2 of these, so they could drink one and have the glass bottle, and then have a full one next to it. So they have like 2 of the only sodas I've ever made. And I might do it again in the future. I don't know. But for now, it's just kind of like a cool little thing that I did one time. And
super neat.
yeah, I thought it was like, it's like the perfect thing to give away. Like I mean, like, I get like hoodies and t-shirts and stuff. This is unique as fuck though, right? Like, I was like, this is cool as fuck. I'm gonna give away a soda.
Yes, a soda.
You know?
So how you can win it, like I said, so I'm gonna post this video on YouTube, right? You gotta follow me on YouTube, you gotta follow him on Instagram, and you gotta comment on this video that I post on YouTube. That's it.
Make sure to comment, and then also follow me.
Follow him. That's the most important one.
Yes. And dude, and we'll get it out there, man. I think it would be super cool.
That's so
I'd love to see someone get it like that. I've never like, whether it's someone that has already been following my music or someone that's never followed my music. It's still cool.
It's still cool.
I think it's like one of those things like, you could be the only one of the few people that has these. I only made 72 of these. I'm not gonna make any more of them. So yeah, if you want to be one of the 72 people that has a Love Bites and Burns soda,
And listen to the song, by the way. It's fucking amazing.
Love Bites and Burns. It's personally my favorite song that I've made, and the artist that's on that, Fairy, is someone I also co-write for, and
she's good too.
She just made a song that I also helped co-write called K-Town. It's out already. K-Town by Fairy, Faerie. Fire song. So I got to help co-write that, and there's also other songs because she has an album coming out. That I got to help co-write on some of the songs. So definitely check out her. What I really want to do, because I know there's a San Antonio company, Exotic Pop, I think, or something from here, and I was like, that would be so cool to partner with them and do soda through them, because like they're also really good sodas. I had got one from one of their events, and I was like, that would be so cool to have a local San Antonio too. Like, that's the goal. So if you're watching this, anyone from Exotic Pop, I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, like, I think it's cool. You can have one for yourself, right? And then gotta give away one right here.
Give away one right here.
But yeah.
They're delicious.
Yes. But I still have a very few left. But most of them are already gone. This is one of the few that's gonna be given away. It's like, it's really cool. I think it's a unique thing.
Yes. I love the QR code.
Yes. Dude, I was like, it was perfect because it fit right there. And then there's a little demon girl. I don't know if y'all can see it really well, but yeah, there's a little demon girl. QR code, Love Bites. And yeah, the song is called Love Bites and Burns, but I wasn't going to fit the entire thing on there.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Super neat. Well, thank you so much for joining me today for San Anto Saturdays.
Yes.
Featuring ImTrying. Go check out his music. Go follow him. This video will be posted up no later than Monday. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be really cool.
Really cool?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's for.
That's what's gonna be posted on YouTube.
Oh.
This live. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm like looking over there most of the time. You look over there. Hi.
What's up, YouTube?
The
Hello, TikTok.
YouTube people are gonna see it, and then it's like, hi.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. This was really cool.
Dude,
This
I'm
went
glad I
really
get to come
well.
over. Yeah, no, I was like, I love talking about music again.
Yeah.
I can talk your ear off, dude. But yeah, I think it's awesome, and I'm glad I got to be here.
Yes, this is cool. Yes. Well, thank you so much. I don't know how to end things,
I don't either.
so
Uh,
we're just gonna do a little.
Bye.